with Syndicate Games. I am here with Marco and Doc. Marco, say hi.
Hi.
Doc, give us a hello.
How's it going, guys?
Now, Marco and Doc caught my eye because they did they have a YouTube channel, as I said, Syndicate Games. You can check them out. I'll leave a link in the section below. But they did a review of the Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7 or 6, however you want to call it, the trailer, right? And when we look at new stuff, there's a lot of things that could come into this game from canon, right? And what I wanted to do in this video is specifically talk about what we could see from this new trailer, right? Now, there's one thing specifically that we're going to be talking about, but before we get into that, Marco and then Doc, tell me what you thought about the actual trailer. Give me your thoughts, your opinions, your whatever. Hit me.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Mostly about the part where we saw Ahsoka with her, with the division, with where we saw the helmets with the tattoos, and the part where we saw Ahsoka and Maul fighting.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah. Doc.
I had two parts that I was super psyched about. One was seeing the new clone troopers that had the helmets that had Ahsoka's tattoo on their helmet. Yeah. That I just thought looked so cool. And the other part is when she's jumping into the ship and fighting some Mandalorian. It looks like
that's just awesome.
But whirling blades, throwing somebody out the door. It's just super cool.
Oh yeah, I watched that like twice just a few minutes ago, and it's just that the whole scene is really neat. And oh, I love it. Now, Marco, you pointed out this is so for those of you who don't know, which is everyone who's not on this actual recording, this is the second attempt of making this video. I had some technical difficulties when I went to review this, but Marco pointed out when we first started speaking that there is a specific character from the earlier seasons in the show or in the trailer. And Marco, who was that you saw?
The person was Bo-Katan. We also saw her standing in the first little trailer about Season 7 was coming with Clone Wars Safe. That she was standing on the hologram next to Ahsoka. You saw Bo-Katan standing there. And now you saw her on the lower levels of Coruscant under the cloak.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you see, and I went back and I looked at, I paused right there in the image, and that is clearly Bo-Katan, not just some random Mandalorian. You do see her insignia of the owls, the space owls. I forget the actual clan she's part of, but you see it. Yeah, so you see it right there. And then as you pointed out, Marco, I totally spaced that first trailer, which was just so powerful. I mean, starting off with all those clone helmets, and then they get blown away. Oh man, that's
Give me the chills. Absolutely.
Seriously. Now, with that, guys, today our focus is going to be the Mandalorian Tag. Everything that's been leaked, that's been talked about, that's been hinted about, is that we are going to be getting the Battle of Mandalore. This whole season is going to be building up to the Battle of Mandalore. And if that's the case, with this game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, it makes sense that we have a Mandalorian Tag. I mean, currently in the game, we have 5 Mandalorians. We have Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Sabine, Gar Saxon, and Super Commando. But I mean, what would you guys think of having a Mandalorian faction tag added?
I think it actually would be really cool. I mean, we already have a few Mandalorians, and maybe get a Mandalorian leader, which we will provide extra stuff for the Mandalorian tag.
Yeah, and like if Bo-Katan could come to the game, that would be pretty cool. She was a huge impact in the series. I think that she could do something really great in the game, and then we could also start adding people like Pre Vizsla and the Death Watch faction, even.
Oh, absolutely. And I think as I was looking through this earlier today, kind of preparing for this, the Death Watch. Because when I think of the Death Watch, I think of Pre Vizsla, right? And Pre Vizsla with the dark saber would be freaking awesome. I mean, that would be amazing. But I was looking at Wikipedia, and it actually says that there's specialized units, and there's different formats. There's There's airborne troopers, which is what we saw in the actual trailer when Ahsoka fighting. We have a flame trooper, which we kind of see with Boba Fett and Jango, right? Grappling troopers and then super commandos. It would be cool to have a lot of those added in different formats, right?
Well, the fun thing is, not Gar Saxon, Free Vizsla has all of those things. He has a flamethrower, he has the jetpack, he has all of those formats himself.
How would you think these characters or a Mandalorian faction could come into the game? Do you think they'll give it to us via a marquee event, a series of marquee events? Will this be some kind of special event that we'll be doing? What are your thoughts?
Originally when I've been thinking about this, I thought they'd go marquee, but after last year and them coming out with saying that they're not going to do as many marquees, and they started this new release with the ships, I think that might be an option. Like if you farm hard nodes, 1 through 3, you'll get this one character. If you farm nodes 4 through 6 or 4 through 7, you'll get another one, so on. I think that may be an option. But they might also sprinkle some marquees in there. I don't think this was going to be any sort of legendary event or raid characters.
Bo-Katan isn't strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that. I think you're right. I think they're just not strong enough. They're just not. For those who don't watch the Clone Wars, who've never seen the Clone Wars, I don't think there'd be enough pull from the community. Although, if you're playing this game religiously, you've probably seen the Clone Wars. You probably know who these characters are. And so, I mean, it kind of makes sense. But I agree. I think that'd be a really cool way to have like a chase of some kind. There's one character that we've left out, and I think that he would be I think that he would be an awesome addition. I think obviously having multiple characters of the same character type, the same type of character in this game is commonplace now. We've got four Chewies. Do we have 5 Chewies now? I think
four.
Four Chewies, yeah.
5 Hans. Still waiting for the Carbonite Han. Sword.
That's an April Fool's joke, remember?
Well, she said it was an April Fool's joke. I'm not putting it past him to launch it. I really would. They trolled the community with the whole Chewbacca shards.
Yeah.
For what, like a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
They just recently stopped doing that. So I think that it's possible that they could put a kit together.
Yeah, I don't see any synergy that Carbonite Home will have. I mean, he's like a statue. What can it do?
He wouldn't need
He'd be a non-attacking tank.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to defeat Carbonite Han to be able to attack other Hans. I mean, it would be a worthless character, but it would be awesome in my opinion.
It's definitely a fun thing to theory craft.
Yeah. Absolutely. No. But one of the main characters in the whole Battle of Mandalore, the highlight of the season 7 trailer was, as you said, that fight between Ahsoka and Maul.
Yeah.
Could we see a new Darth Maul coming to the game?
I would really love to. I mean, we've seen different types of Maul. Like Maul has 4 times the normal one. Mandalorian given legs, spider legs, his rebel kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually 2 types in Rebels.
Yeah, I think Maul would be really cool, and then especially with the Solo movie that came out, how we had like Syndicate Han, Games. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
So what was really neat about this is I actually looked at this. Have either of you guys seen or read the comic? And I forget the name of it right now, but it's the Darth Maul, the son of Dathomir, I think is the name.
Yeah.
It's
actually I think I heard you reference it before, and I think I actually ended up reading it because I was watching one of your videos.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is canon, and it is like the Death Watch. They go through and they break Maul out. I think it should be shortly before the events of this new season. Because
Mhm.
I mean, it sounds like, if I remember correctly now, it's been a number of years. It's only a 4-part series, but I was thinking about it and I was looking into this. They are called the Shadow Collective.
Yeah.
The Death Watch with Maul as the leader. It would be cool if somehow the Shadow Collective and Crimson Dawn was like one and the same, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it could definitely be kind of the ruling faction of Crimson Dawn, kind of in the shadows, which would be very Sith-like, very Maul-esque.
yeah, and I think there'd be a lot of potential for in-game characters to have some kind of Shadow Collective tag, or because then you could include scoundrels with Mandalorians and Maul, and I think it could be a great potential. I want to finish off with this, and this is something that we've mentioned a couple of times in just chatting, but we have two Ahsokas right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Padawan Ahsoka, and then we have Fulcrum Ahsoka. In season 7, this is neither of those characters.
We saw more like a Mandalorian Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Or maybe fallen Ahsoka, or banished Ahsoka, something along those lines. Because she's for herself right now. Maybe they'll introduce like a gray Jedi type thing, and she'll be gray Ahsoka.
That would be awesome. And it could be potentially that Ahsoka's that first neutral character.
That's a good point.
And what's interesting too is we have the Mandalorians themselves. We're fairly neutral in the fight between the Separatists and the Republic. So we could see Mandalorians being added as a neutral tag because they didn't take sides.
That's true.
So
good point.
So I don't know. I think that there's a lot of potential here, and the community wants it. I really do. I really think that the community wants a Mandalorian tag because there's a lot of Mando fans out there.
Oh yeah. Actually, my next tattoo I'm planning on getting is going to be that skull from the Mandalorian. So
that's awesome.
So that's what I'm planning on, at least. I know it's a little cliche, but
hey,
man, I just think it looks so cool.
Go with cliche. Sometimes you have to embrace the cliche.
And let me interject one thing there.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the Mandalorians was they weren't just human. They were a collection of all races that you weren't necessarily born as a Mandalorian, but you had to adopt that culture and that kind of religion per se to become a Mandalorian. So it wasn't just humans there. They could have been Togruitans, or could have been, Trandoshans even, which Trandoshans wouldn't really mix with them, but hypothetically that could happen.
Maybe even Mon Calamaris.
Yeah. We could see.
I'm imagining it now. Oh God.
Maul had a baby mama, and maybe that's who Sabine is. Not the baby mama, but the result of the baby mama. Anyways,
I don't know.
Anyways, probably not. That might be taking a little too far, but
let's digress.
Yes. So with that, guys, I think this is really awesome, and I think there's a lot of potential here. You guys who are watching this can check out Doc and Marco at Syndicate Games on YouTube. Give them a like, follow, subscribe. They've got some great stuff. I do want to say before I leave, guys, that we are still doing the Going Nerdy t-shirt store, so feel free to check out our t-shirt store.
Yeah, I really like the designs. I just need to get money now.
Hey, that's why I'm making t-shirts. And then finally, if you haven't heard, there is a member of our community whose wife is in need of a little extra help and support. His name is Paul. He is Paul from the Escape Podcast. I'm sorry, the Escape Podcast.
Gotta say it right.
I know. Or else they play, if you like Pina Colada song at you, and it's but there's a GoFundMe page if you feel like supporting. I mean, she's been diagnosed with cancer, and cancer sucks and it hits all of us differently. So
I know my father had it twice.
Yeah, my mom's in remission right now, so it's not fun. So go and check that out. So this has been Thaddeus and Syndicate Games. Like, subscribe, share, follow us wherever we can be found: Twitter, goingnerdy.com, Instagram. And remember, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.